Consistency is one of the keys to forging through fear. I'm Kenesha Hart. I am a speaker. I speak on how we forge through fear to build the futures that we dream about. And I also am the host of the Coach Up podcast. Today's going to be short. I've been doing a series where I'm showing up every day on YouTube, usually live, but sometimes if things are a little busy as they are today, making sure that I'm uploading a video so that I can talk to you about forging through fear. And one of my fears was nobody would pay attention to these videos. Nothing that I would say would get any traction. Nobody would ever invite me to speak about forging through fear. But I still have to show up. I still have to forge through that fear. And so I'm going to share how today in this quick, short conversation. And then one of the keys is consistency. So what do I mean by consistency? Exactly what it sounds like. Being consistent helps to forge through fear. Being consistent allows us to constantly do an action that the more we do and the more often, the more we do it more often, the more confident we get. I used to have the saying, consistency equals competency and competency equals confidence. And you could switch this around and say competency equals get competent, then be consistent, and then that competent consistence will create confidence. However you want to put it. But confidence is the antithesis to fear, right? Because fear and confidence typically are not going to go together. Confidence means I am comfortable in what I'm doing, what I'm saying, who I am, what I have going on. I am confident that things will work out, meaning I believe in a positive way they will work out. Fear is exactly the opposite, right? Fear is, I don't know that things are going to work out. I don't know that things are not going to work out. I suspect they're not going to work out. I suspect that things are going to be difficult. I suspect that people are not going to respond the way I want them to do. That's the antithesis of confidence. So what builds confidence is what we can look at to see what causes us to be able to forge through fear, to get through it to the reality that we actually want to have. And consistency is one of those things. When you do something over and 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 over again, you become unconsciously conscious of doing that thing. It becomes a habit. You don't even have to think about it anymore. And if you did it initially and repetitively well, then it becomes a great habit. Think about exceptional shooters in basketball. As I'm recording this is March. March Madness is going on for the NCAA tournament. So there's a lot of basketball being played, men's and women's. And if you think about a basketball player who takes shots and has a high percentage shooting range or high percentage on their shooting, that they shoot 50% from the field or 60% from the field, which both of those numbers are high. I know you say, oh my goodness, that's not very high for basketball. It is. And so you would then have to go back and say, why are they so good? Why do they have such a high percentage of shots made? And it goes back to consistency. It's not the consistency of the shots that they're taking in the game, which it could be. They may have particular setups that they know they do well at, and those are the only ones that they want to take a shot. Excuse me. And this is not going to be edited out. But what we don't see is the consistency that came in their practice leading up to that game. So the hour after everybody else has left practice that they're practicing their shot. The hour before practice that they're practicing setups to take their shot. The hours in their room, 30 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, an hour here, where they are visualizing shooting the ball and it going in. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 60 minutes here and there, where they are literally going through the motion without a ball, without a basket, without somebody passing it to them of how to shoot a basketball. Those are the consistent times that we don't see. And that is one of the missing ingredients for forging through fear. Because the more you do something over and over the same way, you build confidence in yourself. You build trust in yourself. And one of the eradicators of fear is trust. And so you want to begin to be consistent at something that you need to, or you've decided is a fear for you, and when you want to overcome it. I don't know if I can emphasize the importance of this enough, but I hope you get it. That when you do something over and over, it chips away at the fear, because the fear, as we talked about earlier, the fear is actually that something won't happen, or something will happen that you don't want to happen. But when you are consistent in doing an activity that helps to fight that fear, chip away at that fear, eventually you have to look at all the activity you've done, if you've been consistent, and say, oh, what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. Oh, people are responding to me. Oh, people found me. Oh, my goodness. I can do X, Y, and Z. It's so freeing. And so I encourage you, as you've thought about over the last few videos, what's the one habit that you want to work on? What's one of the things that you want to do with forging through your fear, right? What's one action that you're going to take? As you're thinking about those things, I want you to now add consistency to that one action that you decided to take against that one fear that you have been dealing with. And I want you to be consistent with the one action that you decided to take for 2 weeks. I'm not even going to say 30 days, for 2 weeks. Be consistent. Do whatever that thing is every day for 2 weeks. And see if you start to notice that you are walking through the fear instead of getting paralyzed by the fear. I'm going to take this challenge myself. I need to take this challenge in my trading. Today, I took a trade. Yesterday, I took a trade and I took a loss. Or it was Friday. Friday, I took a trade and I took a loss. So I was shaking. Oh my goodness, I don't want to take another trade. Fear. Monday, I didn't take a trade. I didn't see anything that really stood out to me. And then today, I saw a trade. That was a good trade. Mostly a good trade. And I took it in my sim account, my practice account, because I was too scared to use live money. So if I had been consistent and adhered to my plan, which says when you see the trade, execute on the trade, I would have made money today. Instead, I did not live money because it was in my practice account. So I'm going to take this challenge with you to be consistent in one action against one fear for just 14 days. And let's see how we are doing 3 days from now, 6 days from now, 14 days from now. That's my challenge to you as we walk through forging through fear. Let's go.